Hi everybody, this is Em from DIYM, and today I'm going to try to make some tiny ribbons with a method I saw on the channel Puchy Tats. She did something similar that I'm about to do. I'm going to tweak it slightly, not too much, but a little bit. I'm going to put the link down below to that video too, in case you guys want to check that one out. She basically did this with velvet ribbon. I'm doing this with, it's almost like satiny, maybe not full on satiny, but yeah, it's from the dollar store, this ribbon. It's $1.25 each, and they're very thin things of ribbon, so I figured we'd try that. I'm obviously going to get some scissors and clear elastics. I lost my original ones that I had, so I had to buy these again. But these are some clear elastics. I'm just going to snip this open. So these particular ones are from Quo. It doesn't really matter as long as you get some sort of clear elastics from somewhere. It could be the dollar store or wherever. Originally I got them at Shoppers Drug Mart, and then these ones I got at the grocery store. So they're just basically these kind of little elastics like that. I'm also going to get my glue gun out. A few ways you can do this. You can also, instead of using a glue gun method, you might want to get some string. I'll probably try to show off that method as well. So I'm just going to use my cute glue gun here. Plug that in. Let that warm up. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's try to get something that's contrasting with my mat. So I'm gonna do some blue ribbons here, and you can get whatever. As I said, she used velvet ribbon to do this. I'm using a little bit of satin. You can use grosgrain ribbon. There's all sorts of different types of ribbon out there, so you do you. So I'm just gonna get this like this. Kind of have to make this fairly small, I think. So make it kind of like the breast cancer ribbon. I'm not gonna cut that quite yet, so I'm gonna adjust it first. So I'm gonna just, we'll pinch this part in the middle, and then you can just sort of go around a bunch of times. Sorry, I think I need to do it a little bit bigger. There we go. Just gonna squish it down like that. Gets kind of crazy here. 1 second. There we go. Okay, so this is just a very tiny little ribbon. So what you can do is you can just snip off the ends however you want. You can just kind of go like this, or do dovetailed ends, whatever. I'm gonna just cut it like this. Right, like that. Okay. So anyways, it looks like this. And you can make these bigger too, obviously. This is a very, very tiny ribbon. This is what she did. You can just grab a little bit of this, just a tiny bit. This is hard to cut. Let's try to cut this again. Just try to get a little bit of this. And then go down the center. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna just use this as part of the center for the bow, actually. So this ribbon it's very thin ribbon. Yeah, I think this is okay. You can always fold this up because cutting it frays a little bit too much. So if you want to, you can fold this up before you glue it. I think that's probably the better move because it's very delicate ribbon. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little bit of glue come out here, fold it, and glue it that way. And I'm gonna just have a little bit more glue on this other side too, not too much. Whoops. And this is the back side. I'm just going to try to tightly put that around and then just glue that guy. First I'm going to snip off the rest of this here and then glue that down. Hold on. It's glued to my finger. It's a bit of a mess. So another thing you could do is you don't even have to put the center part of the bow on here at all. If you don't want to do that, you can always just stick a cabochon or something like that in the center. Anyways, I'm going to try to make a bigger bow and see if that turns out a little bit better. If you want to stop the fraying from happening, you can always do the burning thing that some people like to do. I kind of prefer dovetail ends, so I might just do something with that. There we go, that might be a little bit better. I do some dovetailed ends here. Okay, so Oops, some of the frayed ends are coming up. There we go. See, I'm not the best with making bows. It's not easy to make bows sometimes. But yeah, so this one's a little bit bigger than the other one. I made a really tiny one with this other one here. You can see the difference between the two bows. But yeah, so you can make them kind of as big or as little as you want. And then you can just easily put some sort of bead or cabochon or flower or something like that in the center, depending on what you've got. There's all sorts of different cool things you can do there. I'm gonna try another method, again with the same ribbon. You can always leave long bits too of the ribbon if you want to. You don't have to. I might snip it off afterwards in a second. Just want to make sure that everything looks good when I'm done here. But yeah, I wanted to get some thread. I've got this blue thread here, so I might wrap this around a few times. Here, I'm just gonna snip it off. It's very thin, might wrap it around a bit. I've never done this before. This is the first time doing this, so I'm gonna see how well this works. I'm just gonna wrap it really tightly around a bunch of times and then tie a little knot. And if you want to, you can probably sew it if you have the ability to do that. I'm not the best sewer in the world, but I can totally probably try that method as well. Knot it maybe 2 or 3 times to make sure. So this is in case you don't want to do the hot glue gun method and you don't feel like giving it a bow center because you're just going to put like a cabochon down or something anyways to cover up all that stuff. But if you want to do the bow center, then you might want to try what I was doing originally. Unless you want to sew it on, you don't have to hot glue it as well. Okay, see if this works. I'm gonna try not to get the actual thread and see if I can get this elastic off of it. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna try with the thread but without the elastic and see what happens. There you go. So you can tie it 2 or 3 times depending on whatever you want to do. Okay. Snip the ends. Yeah, and if you wanted to, you can add a bow center to this too. If you wanted to glue it on, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's another method of doing kind of a flat bow. Sort of fluff it up a bit. But you can take this little piece and just wrap that around if you'd like as well. I'm just gonna leave it. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, so there's a few different ways of doing it if you want to do it larger or smaller. But yeah, they're fun for our little projects. So I have a few different colors. So I've got white, pink, blue. You can do whatever colors you'd like. And it's nice because then you can match projects. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Give it a whirl if you like this idea. But yeah, if you want to, you can get either this or this method. If you want to, you can sew it. It's just easier for me, I think, to just wrap it around if you want something like a delicate center, and then you can just stick something right in the center. Here, I'll show you what we can do. I'll show you with a few different options, but yeah, so you can put a little tiny Hello Kitty thing in the center. That's really cute. You can do something kind of large too if you want, like an M&M. If you want to do something Halloween, you can put an eyeball or something in the center. You can also do something fun like one of these guys. So it's probably a little bit easier if you want to put something in the center to just leave the center out of things because it's a little more flat, so a little easier to deal with the center part. But yeah, if you want the center to be more prominent, you can definitely do what I was doing originally and just gluing things down. Okay, so there you go. So that's some possible ideas for doing some bows. So let me know in the comments below if you've tried this or you want to try this, and do you have any other methods that I haven't thought of for doing this sort of thing? Is there anything that I left out? just let me know, comment down below. Thank you so much to Puchy Tat. I'm gonna leave the original video that she did down below, so definitely check that out, guys, because she did an amazing job with that video and she's constantly referencing it. Other people in the community, they were referencing this too. That's how I found out about Puchy Tat, was everyone was talking about these bows. I was like, I need to check this out. But yeah, I really liked this video and I liked her video a lot, and I hope that this gives you some sort of ideas. Okay, I made about 30 of these in probably a little over 2 hours, so I probably could have kept going, but I just decided, because I had quite a bit left on each of these rolls, so I just did 10 of each color that I had: blue, white, and pink. It's interesting, so I think the white one here, this is actually white. It's kind of looking a little bit bluish on camera, but you can see that the blue is actually bluer. So these are the whites here. You can see that they look a lot bigger than the pink and the blue here. I think it's just a thicker ribbon. I'll show you guys the comparisons here, right? So the white here is a lot thicker than the pink or the blue. So they ended up being kind of bigger ribbons, and it's a lot easier to make smaller ribbons with the blue and the pink. But yeah, they ended up looking really cute in the end. As I said, it took about 2 hours or so to do, so if you have a little bit of time, it really doesn't cost that much money to make this stuff. So these guys I ended up getting for like $1.25 each, these rolls. And then if you want to do the elastics, I think that costs about maybe $4 or something. You can probably find them cheaper somewhere, maybe at a dollar store as well. And then I just use scissors. You can use glue. If you want something even cheaper, you can probably just get some thread. And honestly, that was kind of what I did for most of it, is just use the thread, because I found that these guys here, if you want to do these kind of ribbons, they just look bulkier in the end. But I have enough ribbon that I could, in case I wanted to make the ribbons like this, I could do that. So I've got a ton left. I can make more ribbons and stuff as well. But yeah, that's something you guys can do if you want to save a few bucks. You can also just buy, I've gotten bags of ribbon like this. You can get stuff like this if you want to purchase that too. But yeah, it's definitely easy enough to make small ribbons like this if you want to. Also, I find because these fray so much, the best thing that I found, you can always do the lighter method. I don't really love playing with fire though. So the best thing that I found that works really well is just doing like a dovetail, and that sort of prevents them from fraying even more. Because I was doing them on an angle quite a bit like this, and I feel like some of them were okay, but some of them kind of frayed a little bit. So the dovetail thing seemed to work a lot better, that method. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you guys all the ribbons that I got done in just a matter of a couple of hours. As I said, I could keep going. I can get all different colors and do the whole rainbow of these. You can get whatever you want. You can get ribbon with rainbows in them, or all sorts of cool colors and stuff. You can do patterns as well. Honestly, it's endless if you learn to make this sort of bow. And yeah, I hope you guys like that. If you like it, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and share it with somebody if you think they're going to enjoy this kind of content and maybe want to do this sort of project or craft. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and I hope everybody has an amazing day. Okay, take care everybody. Bye!